All right, so tonight we're gonna do a haunted true crime pub crawl. Starting here at Mint to be Mojito, maybe. Hey.
You know, they pulled up in the river and boats and hopped off, and it's actually a 40-foot bluff above sea level. So, you know, it's a geological anomaly for the region. This is all marsh and swampland and stuff that's all basically right at sea level. So when they got here, they climbed up the hill, you know, and they clear cut this big rectangle, and they built a wall out of the wood that they clear cut, plus all their buildings were obviously built out of wood. They didn't have a brick foundry or anything like that at the time. All these squares actually were empty of trees, right? There were no trees whatsoever, because this was originally a military encampment, okay? And these were parade grounds. But this particular square, the reason I really love starting off here is that's a federal courthouse today, okay? It's not an appellate court either. It's a for real circuit court. Get some crazy cases there. Now it's been under renovation for about 2.5 years, but it's the location where the courthouse has been since the city was founded in 1733. Arguably, you could say the two founders of the city are James and this guy underneath this monument right here. His name's Tomachichi. Okay, this plaque, the historic plaque, has all kinds of information throughout town. You can read all kinds of stuff. That one's his, so you can read his information on that one while you're walking around tomorrow. But he is directly underneath the monument. This guy named Gordon. Was anybody a Girl Scout? Girl Scout? All right, so once a Girl Scout, always a Girl Scout. But the founders of the Girl Scout was Juliet Gordon Lowe, and that's her father, okay? She was born in the house on the south end of the square here, at the intersection of Oglethorpe and Bull Street. Also a fantastic little museum if you like historic homes. It's a cool historic home museum. There's some Girl Scout stuff in it, but it's not a Girl Scout museum. You know, I mean, it's pretty cool. There's also a store on the backside, and there's a sign off the wall that just says Girl Scout and store. And they sell Girl Scout cookies all year round, so if you want some, you can get some. Okay, totally get some. Lots of dead people, right? So walking over all kinds of dead people. I'm about to get in the first story, all right? So 1945, the city's a much different place. Standing amongst these buildings today, it feels like a pretty big city. Like this could be, you know, I don't know, area outside the downtown urban core of any large city. You know, you got commercial spaces downstairs and residential commercial above, and you know, there's a lot of activity and stuff. 1945, the city was a much different place population-wise, and everybody did know everybody back then. I know we say it today, but everybody really did know everybody. All the streets that are parallel to the river, they're all numbered, but they don't start using them until 31st Street. Okay, so this street's 7th Street, I think. This one's 8th Street in the middle here. 9th Street on the south end of the square, on and on and on. But this guy's walking his dog on East 38th Street. And okay, that's also 30 blocks that way. Another reason I tell a story here. Right? So, totally not walking 30 blocks to see a house. I'm gonna paint the picture in your mind. Okay. So he's walking down the street with his dog, and all the housing lots hadn't filled in all the way. You didn't get fined back then for grass growing up every way, so they cared. And so, you know, consequently, you take your dog out and you never scoop any dog poop. Magically, poop's going up in these lots, you know, there's grass and dogs up in there, nobody sees it. That's what this guy's doing. Dog's up in a lot, scratching around as dogs do when they're done with their business. And he scratches up a severed leg out the grass.
Why is that?
Signifies the capital. So this was the capital of the state. That's just for historic prestige. It was a private donor about 7 years ago that gave us the money to be doing. It's new though, about 7 years old. But the capital of the day is Atlanta. It actually moved from here to Milledgeville, and then from Milledgeville to Atlanta, and it's still seated. Nice flagpole, nice little building. There's two statues up in front that you can't see in the nighttime because they're not lit up anymore. But one of them is holding a masted shipping freighter. The reason for that is it signifies the seaport here, and the seaport is actually a major part of our economy. This is the second largest port on the East Coast. The second only to New York, New Jersey every year. Nobody else brings this up. And so we are the second largest port, and so it's a big part of us. And you'll see it in a bunch of stuff around town, obviously.
I didn't know.
It's one of my favorite buildings on the walk. This is a Greek Revival style building. It's kind of fun to, I always ask everybody what they think this building is. Like, what do you think it was? What it used to be. Go ahead and say it, you're probably right. Yeah. All right, the reason I ask that is because banks aren't made like this anymore. But they've been, the image of this being a bank is so ingrained into the people and the population. Like, our children's generation will never go in a bank like this ever. But they still will see it as a bank every time they look at it. I like doing it this way because we ended the Irish Club. I've never had anybody complain. Anyhow, you got drinks at the bar. If you need the restroom, you gotta go through the door on the right. All right, does anybody need the restroom? Okay. So you go through the door on the right.
Follow her. Follow.
Okay, I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
When you go through the door on the right, you're gonna there's a door before you go through the seating section. That's upstairs. You just gotta go down the stairs.
Okay. Are we gonna go back?
I hope so.
Okay.
I hope so. Yeah, do four if you don't. More comfortable there than he did out here being himself. You know? He felt more comfortable in jail being himself than he did out here being himself for whatever reason. Anyhow, last meal, sometimes people run into this. 3 cheeseburgers, a side of bacon, and French fries. Real American.
Solid choice.
Real American. I say I go dinosaur egg omelet. You know, they're gonna find that. I'm gonna be on death row the rest of my life. It doesn't work that way though. They just kill you. So look, here's the secret. Y'all just can't put it on the internet.
Okay. No promise.
There's 2 doors. Well, you gotta promise.
I promise.
Are you fingers crossed?
Nope.
No.
I've never seen that. It was my husband's grandfather. Okay. So my husband, you know what's funny?
We just got here a little while ago from Pennsylvania. We drove 14 hours to get here. And we left there in Christine, and then we had to get something to eat.
This is the Colonial Cemetery, so if you want to
Oh.
snap some single shots,
Yeah.
this is where people try to get like orbs and stuff like that.
Oh,
like
yeah,
ghosts
yeah, yeah.
and shit like
The old
that.
orbs.
Yeah,
The old orbs and whatnot.
You know,
Let me clean my lens first because it might just be a
and, you know, sometimes I question that, but other times it's definitely you can see that it
There's
was not-
definitely something.
There's like somebody's face is in perfect view, and then it's something behind them. You know,
Yeah.
so it's definitely
There
not
are
the
some
lens.
weird stuff. There,
It's light. It's light effects.
Yeah.
with cameras.
but still, I mean, look at this.
Where did that person go?
Up there.
That person just disappeared. Story. Whoa. Oh.
We got a spot.
And we're here. Next story, 1901. Right, city was a much different place. This is a colonial cemetery. It's called Colonial Park Cemetery today. Right. This fence is not the original fence. It was a brick wall out there somewhere because 1901, the city hadn't been renovated for cars. Okay, so basically cars didn't really come into play into urban design and planning until 1910, 1920. In that time period, they're really starting to change the way the cities look. And that's what they do. They renovate the city. This brick wall is no longer out here in the road somewhere. They rip it up and they put this metal fence here, keep people from going in and out. Previously, it was a brick wall that was about knee high. You just jump over it, run in and out of the cemetery all you wanted all day and all night. And so it was everybody just passed through, basically, to cut through the south end of the cemetery instead of walking all the way around the block. You just cut through the cemetery, and that's what everyone did. And so this particular Friday that I'm about to tell you about, this guy named Samuel Baker worked for the John Lyons Company, and they did business with all kinds of other businesses around town.